As always, please retry this question before watching the video. There's only one thing you need to know to be able to answer this question. What is the WTD for understanding questions? And the WTD for understanding questions is that you want to be as literal as possible. Be as literal as possible. You can recognize understanding questions because they actually ask you a question. All the other questions are just question prompts. It's the same every time. But when it is actually asking you a question, these are going to be understanding. And the specific question from the understanding grouping that we're looking at is a literal. Literals are the second easiest category of question on the English section. You should not be missing these. So if you are missing these, there's probably something very simple that you're missing, and it might be as simple as just being as literal as possible. So let's just take a look. The question, we want to be as literal as possible in considering what it's asking us. Which choice best emphasizes that astronomers had no existing methods that would allow them to detect brown dwarfs? So let's go through answer A. Astronomers had to rely on advanced ways. So does that mean that there were no existing methods? I don't think so. There's nothing about that that says that there were no existing methods. Answer B. Astronomers had to devise more sophisticated ways. Yes, this says that there were no existing methods because they had to devise them. That's why they would need to devise them, is because they didn't already exist. So that's almost certainly going to be our correct answer. We'll consider the others. Astronomers had to use their most creative. This one is designed to trick students. So if you missed it, you probably picked this one. But it still sounds like they're using something they already had. They used their most creative ways of finding. So it wasn't devising, like it says in answer B, because they didn't exist. They were using their most creative, which they'd already created. Um, Answer D, pick the newest. So, yeah, just because they're picking the newest, something that already exists, though, that is not going to be implicative that there were no existing methods as it is in B where it says devise. Hope you found this helpful. If you did, go ahead and add it to your worksheet. Write what you learned along with the answer, and then continue on to the next literals question that you missed on this test. If this is the last literals question that you missed on this test, please go ahead and do the literals mastery until you get 10 questions correct in a row before continuing to the next category that you missed the most of.